Coach.
Hey,
Third straight week that Justin Herbert will be starting. What have you seen in his development over the last couple of weeks, especially being able to practice with the ones and getting ready for a matchup like this?
I mean, like I've said before, Cam. I mean, I think he's gotten better every week. I thought last week he did some grown-up things. He got us out of some plays. He saw different looks. He's starting to recognize defenses. The more he plays, the more that stuff he's going to see and help the team. So he's doing fine.
Gilbert.
Hey, Anthony, just your thoughts on Trey Pipkins filling in for Brian Bulaga. How do you think he's done at right tackle?
Trey's been playing left. To give him some credit, he had to move over to right tackle and step in and start. I like what he did last year when he stepped in Oakland. It wasn't too big for the young man. Now that he's getting all the reps over there right now with Brian being out all week, I expect Trey to play well.
We feel great. We had a good week of practice, watched a lot of film, did some good things this week, and definitely a lot to learn from the film last week, but had a good week of practice this week.
The defense is really good. They have some linebackers that can rush. How do you feel going against this defense?
Yeah, we had to watch a lot of film this week. Had to be keyed into the protections. They're going to bring a lot of pressure, and they've got some really athletic guys that fly around, and that's one of those points that we really have to emphasize this week, and I feel like we've done a good job of that. And now it's just time to execute, keep watching the film, and get after it.
Thank you.
Fernando.
Justin, what do you remember about Tom Brady growing up, and did you watch him at all, and were you a huge fan of his or anything like that?
Yeah, I was definitely a huge Tom Brady fan. Just kind of growing up watching him, and he's done some exceptional things, and he's been as good as anyone has ever done it. And an opportunity to line up across him on Sunday is going to be really cool, and there's going to be a lot that I can learn from him.
Obviously, like going up against him, what does that mean? Facing one of the guys that you watched, and now you're here in the NFL, and he's still in the league, and he's still playing at a high level.
Yeah, it's an incredible opportunity. He's one of the best to ever do it, and to line up across him is going to be a special opportunity for us to go play some football. And just thankful to be out there on the field, and looking forward to playing some football.
You guys have to face Vita Vita, JPP, Ndamukong Suh. Can you just talk about that front seven for the Buccaneers and just how hard it is to scheme for all that?
Yeah, no, like I said, they're a heck of a football team, heck of a group. Like you said, JPP and Sue and Vita Vea, those guys are big men up front. And our offensive line, you got to scheme it to protect it with those three guys so the quarterback doesn't get hit a lot. And like I said, they fly around. It's going to be a heck of a challenge. I know our guys are excited for the challenge. We're looking forward to it.
And if you guys don't have Trey Turner or Brian Bulaga, how difficult does that make your guys' job into trying to scheme for that talented defensive line?
Yeah, I think if those guys aren't ready to go, I think our guys they're going to have to step up. Our guys are ready to go. The guys are going to step up. They got to go play hard and play physical and be ready to roll on Sunday.
Josh, 3 weeks into the season, where's your comfort level in regards to adjusting to the speed of the game at the NFL level?
Yeah, it's fast. It's really fast. But luckily for me, I gone through camp. I've gone through these first 3 games. We've played some really good teams. We played some playoff teams. So I've got a chance to, get a little feel for it. I've had some successes. I've had some failures. So I think for me, it's like, okay, this is great. I've learned a lot so far. And there's no excuse going forward. I can't use I'm a young guy. I'm learning. It's like, okay, you've had 3 games now. It's like it's time for this to get going. So, I'm confident because, I have coaches, vets, and everyone here. So I'm pretty comfortable but never satisfied.
With all the changes that you guys experience in the offensive line, would you talk about the development of your running game and how that seems to kind of be flow pretty well? You guys do a pretty good job still, even though you had a lot of changes. Will you elaborate on that?
Yeah, absolutely. It obviously goes to the backs, getting Josh Kelly and obviously Austin Eckler. Great running backs. We got Justin Jackson back there, and I think that their, tracks and their trust in us is always going to be good because they're trying to push the zone and trying to read us and set up blocks for us. And obviously, like you said, with guys shifting around, it's a little difficult, but it's also, it's base fundamentals where we have to hit aiming points and do things of that nature.
Coach, you played against Brady countless times. What are the differences, if any, with what you're seeing the first 3 weeks of him down there in Tampa?
Obviously,
very, very talented. I think that you can start to see the Bucs offense get more and more into a rhythm. They do a good job. I think we've got great respect for Coach Arians, Coach Leftwich in the run game. They do a really good job. Their offensive line may be the best that we've seen up to this point. They're nasty. They're physical. They do a good job. So doing a good job versus the run game is going to be extremely important for us. And then you see some flavor of, I think they fit some of the scheme to what Tom likes and what he feels comfortable in. So I think he's playing at a high level. He just makes very good decisions. He does indicators. He tries to find out what you're in and always, puts them in a good place. So, they've got a lot of talent on offense, both in the backfield and receiver and tight end position. So he has a lot of threats in the offensive line to go with it. So I just see it as a team that's getting more and more comfortable with the system.
And, red zone, 80% of the red zone this year, and you guys were I think he held Carolina 3 of 12. It's kind of strength for strength there. What makes them so difficult in the red zone?
Well, they got multiple threats and the decision making. When you get down the red zone, it's quicker decisions that have to take place. There's shorter areas of the field to work, shorter length of the field, so everything happens quicker. So when you have a quarterback that can make quick, decisive decisions, he's all that more effective. And obviously, with the guy that they have at quarterback, that's what he does. He makes very good decisions. He's got a lot of threats in there that he can choose from, and the mismatches that it presents.
You guys get Tom Brady now, who, among other things, is almost as old as me. What a guy like that? What kind of challenges does he present just as a pass rusher? I mean, we know he doesn't move, but what does he do that makes it tough for you guys?
I mean, he's still Tom Brady, so he's going to be flicking the ball, getting it out super fast. It's always a really tough challenge playing a guy like Tom Brady, the way he can just get the ball out so fast. And, I mean, you hardly have 2 seconds to ever get to him. So, like this week with Teddy, he was getting the ball out quick. We preached getting our hands up and trying to bat the ball down. I think we need to do a better job of this week. But, I haven't really watched any of Brady this year, so it's going to be interesting to see how he looks this year compared to others.
What have you seen from Tampa Bay's offense? It just looks like they have weapons all over the field. And what is it like for you to go up against Tom Brady once again and getting to play against him?
I mean, it's special. Like I said, some consider him the best to ever play the game, man. So anytime you have a opportunity to step on the field with some, football royalty like that, man, that's a special opportunity, and have an opportunity to get your hands on them a few times. So it's an honor, man, just to step out on the field with a guy of that caliber. But like I said, man, we got a good football team. We've been inches away from closing football games, but I think we're figuring out the formula, and I think we got a great opportunity to go and win this football game this week.
But you guys contained Mahomes pretty well, and you had really good red zone defense this week. What do you think the unit is doing right to play so well these past 2 weeks? You think?
Just play complementary football from up front. Our front four, front seven is doing really good in the run game, and then in the back end, we just try to keep everything in front of us and compete on any balls thrown to us. And I think that's what we've been doing. We've been doing a really good job. I feel like over the past 3 weeks, but we got to do probably a little better job, on the defense, because we need to win some of these games. And I feel like if we could play better on defense, we got a chance to win some games. And no matter what the offense does, if we can limit points, we got a chance to win the games.
Hey, Julio, can you just talk about what it means for you to be back with the Chargers organization, a team that took a chance on you as a undrafted free agent? Now you're back with them. Just what are your emotions?
When I got the call, it was everything. Like you said, started here, 2013 undrafted. Played a solid 6 years here. Obviously had a detour last year, but to be back, I'm just happy to be in the building, be with my teammates, coaches. Appreciative of the front office giving me a second chance, and I'm happy. I'm excited.
Has Gus told you what your role is going to be on this defense? And obviously with some of the injuries that have taken place, kind of like what's your role going to be within Gus Bradley's defense?
Not really. I'm just playing a little bit of everything right now. Just getting my feet back wet, playing a little bit of the strong, the free, the dime backer. Whatever it is they ask me to do, I'm going to do it.
Gilbert.
Hey, Jaleel, you're a pretty big leader when you were here with the Chargers for 6 years. Do you kind of tell yourself you got to stand back a little bit, or do you still feel the same kind of leader that you were before?
No, I'm a leader at heart, man. And like you said, when I was here, I was a leader. Where I was at last year, I was a leader. And it's just the way I go about my business, being a pro, how I carry myself. And I don't feel like I got to stand back at all. I know these guys like my brothers, and I'm going to continue to do what I've been doing.